Hey everyone, it is Wednesday, January 16th, 2013. This is Talk to Me Tuesday number 76. Sorry for the delay. I actually meant to have this video uploaded yesterday, but yesterday and the days before that, since Friday, have been very mentally exhausting. I had such a headache, I was like, no, not happening. Update on my shoulder, I have added pain to it. Where they did the injection has added pain. I have not taken any of the medication yet because I just finally got the prescription yesterday. Friday took it in and it has been nothing but delay, issue here, issue there. It's ridiculous. So yeah, just finally got it. It does say may cause drowsiness, and for me, when something says may cause drowsiness, I better make sure I have nothing else to do because my butt will probably be sleeping. So anyway, on with crafty news. Last week in my video, I made a major blonde faux pas. And I said that the name of our Facebook page was Deranged Designs. Sorry folks, it is actually Deranged Delights. And that is still spelled with a Z. We don't yet have any pictures up. I'm hoping to get some of those done maybe tomorrow and get them uploaded onto the site. So, with any luck, it's like I said, it's just been crazy around here. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But it is Deranged Delights. Got it right this time. So anyway, other crafting news. I have decided to I have decided to enter a whip along that Gimme Yarn 418 is hosting. And when I first saw the video, one thing immediately came to mind, and it's something that has been sitting around here, I would say, for no less than, possibly more, 8 years. Yeah. So I'm going to show you the 4 things that I'm going to enter. 3 I know are doable. 1, I'm not sure. And I'm not going to guarantee, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So the first thing isn't going to look like much of anything to you, but it is this. This is actually the beginning of a squuzzle I started some months ago, but we had run out of stuffing, so I had to put it on hold. And of course, out of sight, out of mind. Wasn't until I came out looking for things I was going to do that I was like, oh wow, hey, there's something I can do. My only concern, because this is done with a size 10 needle, as opposed to the size 5 I usually use for this, is to whether or not the eyes I have are going to be big enough. So if not, I guess I'll have to look for other eyes. So there's number 1. Number 2 is what has been sitting around for, like I said, at least 8 years. At least, if not more. It is this. This is a Lapgan I started, like I said, a long time ago. It's done in a shell pattern, really nice. I like it. And I said, you know what? Gonna finish it. Thankfully, I remembered to pack the hook with it. The only thing is, I was going to do it all in the yellow. But I used the other skein of this yellow for something else. And rather than running out and purchasing more yarn, I just decided that I'm going to take this mango. It's like an orange. And I'm going to pair it up for the edging on this. So, that is number 2. The third thing was actually supposed to be a gift for one of the girls I used to work with, not at this past job, but the one before it. She used to crochet when she was young. She hadn't done it in years. And when she was going through stuff in storage, she had come across her knitting, her crocheting stuff. And I had offered to teach her how to do it, but she said no. So, unfortunately, the one bag of supplies accidentally got thrown away by her son. But she gave me the rest, so I took apart the Afghan, and this is what I've gotten done so far. It's just a elongated granny square, and I'm now working on getting the rest just going around to complete the size. But I was going to give it to her when it was done because she had mentioned that she really liked granny squares, and that was one thing she had never learned. But unfortunately, she was injured at work. She left, never came back. So this has been sitting in this bag for over 2 years now. So rather than leaving it sitting in this bag for another 2 years, project number 3 to get completed. Now the fourth project, I'm not going to guarantee is going to get done. I made an Afghan for each of my kids for Christmas, and I wanted to use what was left over yarn for something for myself. Now I have never knit an Afghan in my life, so I started looking. I found a really pretty pattern in one of my magazines, but I was so worried that you would lose the stitch pattern in the variegated yarn. So that'll be a project for a later date with a solid yarn. So in my, I don't know if you've seen them, it's like a calendar that, you know, each day or every couple days there's different patterns. Well, this is the knit calendar for this year. And this is the pattern. I'm going to give you a close-up so you can see it. It is a patchwork blanket. And the squares are all knit, and of course I'm not using their colors, I'm not using their color pattern. I'm doing it my own way. But the reason I say it's iffy, when I first started this, starts out on double pointed needles. That's not a problem. But at the beginning and end of each of the needles, you have to make one for the increases. Well, the make one increase at the end of the needle, not a problem. The make one increase at the beginning of the needle was giving me like a major hard time. The yarn kept splitting. I was like, no, this is just not going to happen. But I didn't give up. I said, yeah, let me, keep practicing. It's not an increase I'm used to. When I switched over to the circular needles, because there were too many stitches for the double pointed, so much easier. And I'm like, oh, but I was still sitting on the fence about it. I did add a yarn to this that wasn't in the colors that I had used. It is this Fisherman. And this yarn is so old, I actually purchased this. It was 2 skeins for $1. Regular price. At a store that used to be here in Schenectady called the Big N. That's how long ago. Anybody who knows Schenectady, who has ever heard of the Big N, this was purchased back when I was like 8 years old. Long time ago. Because the Big N closed just shortly after we moved to Schenectady. But this is the only yarn that was not in the Afghans for the kids. But because their colors are so bright, they have major contrast. But this is the first square. And there's some patterning to it. And I think it's cool. And for something that, like I said, I've never knit an Afghan before. I think for my first go-round, this will be fine. But I still wasn't sure. I made the second square. And this one worked a little bit easier for the make ones. And I was like, okay, Then I did the third square. And it was even easier. And by the time I did the fourth square, not a problem. And the fifth square, even easier, but I'm not going to pull that out because I don't want to lose any stitches. So far I have 4 squares completed and a 5th square in the making. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go between the two. I'm going to complete the last solid color square, and then I'm going to finish my squizzle. Then I'm going to do the 4 variegated color squares, and I'm going to complete one of the other 2 projects. Then I'm going to do some mixed color squares, and then I'm going to complete the other one, and hopefully I will have time to complete this. But I'm not going to guarantee it, and I'm not really worried if I don't, but I'll give it my best shot. So those are my 4 entries into the whip along, and I will be putting the pictures up on Facebook as soon as I take them and get my kids to help me because I am like lost with that. So let me show you what I can show you that I have completed. Last week I didn't get to show these because I didn't get them finished before I filmed my TTMT. So anybody's guess, what have I been showing? A felt plushie chocolate chip cookie. Yay! Yes, folks, it is a chocolate chip cookie felt plushie. Um, I actually forgot to add the jump ring because I was just sewing away and totally slipped my mind. And of course, with this one, we have to have this one. So, chocolate chip cookie with a bite taken out of it. And all the chocolate chips in the eyes are little pieces of felt stitched on. And there again, forgot the jump ring. It was just one of those days. I guess they didn't want to have jump rings on them. So there's my chocolate chip cookies. Then anyone who noticed the picture at the beginning and end of my video, it was a little character with a rain cloud overhead. Well, we were playing, I believe, Yahtzee. I don't think we were just sitting. I think we were playing Yahtzee. And I just did a little doodle, kind of based on that character. And with the help of my daughter, getting dimensions right, I created what I call my little warrior. And this is her. Just a tiny little plush dolly. Put her next to my finger, minus the hair / bow, whatever you want to call it. She's the same size as my first finger. That's how tall she is. But this is my little warrior. Just single thickness of felt for the legs and arms. But that's my warrior. And of course my daughter saw it and she wanted one. But she wanted a little boy one. So I kind of trimmed around the bottom edge so it didn't look so much like a dress. And there's hers. So this is a little blue boy with his little blue hair sticking up at the top. So yeah, so these are, they're so small I can't hold them, my little warriors. So, and anyone interested in anything that I've shown, my Squizzles, my Pop-Tart plushies, my warrior plushies, chocolate chip plushies, Forever Cakes, anything I've shown that I've created that you are interested in purchasing, all you got to do is private message me until, of course, such time that we actually have the Facebook page going with pictures. So, yeah. Other than that, I think I need to end this. I hope it's not too long. I hope you all aren't bored. If you are, just, message me and say, hey, shorten it up a little bit, Blondie. Okay? So anyway, for me, that's it. I need to get this going to be edited, and I need to get going on dinner. So I look forward to watching everyone's videos, whether you're involved in TTMT, Creativeville, Fresh Off the Hill, Cast Off Crew, whatever. If you're a crafter, chances are I'm watching your videos. So I think we just inspire each other, as well as give each other the inspiration to create new things. So anyway, that's it for me. I'm out of here. For you, it is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Whatever it is, I really do hope it's a great one. And I hope you all have a wonderfully crafty week and a wonderfully crafty weekend. And if that ain't all backwards, hey, so see you next week. Goodbye.